What's going on, guys? I am back with another video, and in today's video we're going to talk about why you're not making the progress that you want to see in the gym. So obviously, as you can see, there are times when I'm not always making progress in the gym, and so today that's what I want to talk to you guys about. This video is going to be very helpful for anybody who's ever stalled or is having problems or is having issues making progress towards their goals in the gym, right? There's 3 reasons why you're not making the progress that you want to see in the gym, and it's very simple. Very simple. Number 1, your training. Training is very, very important, and the way that you train, and I'm talking about the exercises, the sets and reps, and the weight that you use is very important in determining whether or not you're going to make progress from workout to workout. Now, the only way to understand or to really be sure that you're making progress in the gym is to track everything that you do when you're in the gym, right? So that means, listen, I'm gonna pull something up for you guys real quick. I'm gonna pull something up for you guys. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm gonna take a swim in the pool later. If my phone would load. Look, I wanna show you guys something. This is how I keep track of my progress in the gym. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, so see that? See all this? These are my workouts. These are all my workouts. Now, why do I do this? Why do I do this? Well, there's one reason. If I don't know what exercises I did my last workout and I don't know the weight that I use, I don't know whether or not I'm making progress in the gym. So if you're somebody who steps into the gym and goes, yeah, I think I did like 220 last week for 3 reps on my squats. Now I'm going up to 2 plates, but what you don't realize is that you actually did 2 plates the workout before, then you're not exposing your body to a resistance or an intensity that it was exposed to, or that it hasn't been exposed to already, so your body doesn't have a reason to change. Now, the training style that I'm talking about is progressive overloading. Basically, all that means is that you're using weight one week and the next week you're using more weight. That's basically it. Now, it seems like such a simple concept, right? It's so simple, but so many guys fail to realize that they're either guessing or checking, or they're not pushing themselves, or they just don't care enough to track their workouts. So, number 1, if I could talk, number 1, always make sure you're writing down your workouts and that you're progressive overloading with your training. And the second reason, number 2, why you're not making the progress that you want to see in the gym is your nutrition. You knew it was coming. Don't act like you didn't know it was coming. It was coming. You know, your nutrition is very important because you can't out-eat a bad diet. You can't out-eat a bad diet. You can't outwork a bad diet. And what does that mean? It basically means if you're eating like shit all the time, and you're eating like crap, and you're putting crap in your body, or you're eating too much, or you're eating too little, no amount of exercise is going to get you, depending upon your goal, no amount of exercise that you do is going to get to where you want to go, right? So if you're somebody who's trying to put on muscle, you need to make sure that you're getting enough proteins, enough carbs, enough fats, and most importantly, enough calories. You know, the macronutrients are important, don't get me wrong, but the very determining factor about whether or not you're going to gain weight or lose weight is your calories in versus your calories out. Now, everybody knows that if you're somebody who's, you know, is interested in manipulating your diet so that you can achieve certain goals, but, you know, your proteins, carbs, and your fats, they are important. Like, if you don't eat enough protein in your diet, then you're not going to build muscle because you're not giving your body enough protein to be able to build muscle. It's really that simple. And so what I would advise anybody watching this video is you need to start tracking what you're eating. Now, I'm somebody, again, we're going to the phone because the proof's in the pudding, right? So I'm somebody who's kind of a little bit, I wouldn't say obsessive about tracking what I eat, but somebody who was on that other side of not tracking what I was eating, and now I'm on this side and I'm tracking basically everything I eat, and now I can't live without it. And why do I say that? Well, it's very simple. It's because I want to make sure that all that work, all that stress, all that sweat, blood, and tears that I put into the gym, I want to make sure that I'm going to make progress from those workouts. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see that. There, I think you guys can see it, right? You guys can see it. But I always make sure that I know that I'm getting enough calories. So download MyFitnessPal. And now, listen, when I first started MyFitnessPal and I started tracking what I was eating, it was tough. It was difficult, man. I'm not going to lie to you. It was something, it was a learning process. But what I'm telling you today is I promise you, if you start tracking what you're eating and you combine that with progressive overloading in the gym, I promise you, you're going to make gains that you've never seen before. I've just implemented both of these things in the last 2 months because I would progressive overload, but I wouldn't track what I was eating for a long time. But then I started tracking what I was eating, but my training wasn't right. So I wasn't making progress because those two variables, they weren't working together. They were working against each other. But since then, I've put 50 pounds on my squat in 2 months. 50 pounds. I'm not even kidding. 50 pounds on my squat, and I was somebody who was training. I've been training for about 2.5, 3 years now. So I am telling you, if you start and implement those two things of progressive overloading your workouts and tracking your workouts and making sure that every time you step into the gym, you know exactly what exercises you're doing and you know exactly how much weight you're lifting, combine that with a sound male diet and habitual nutrition. Yeah, that's a shout out to Greg Plitt, rest in peace. That's my dude. But if you combine that with a good diet of getting enough proteins, enough carbs, enough fats, and most importantly, enough calories, then I promise you're going to make progress like you've never seen before in the gym. And the very last reason why you're not making the progress that you want to see in the gym is your recovery. Your recovery. So recovery is something that I think a lot of people neglect and they don't talk about. Because it's not the glamorous part of it, right? Everybody talks about getting rest days, but recovering from a workout is way more in depth than just taking a rest day, right? There's your sleep. There's obviously taking a rest day, just giving your body a break from lifting. And then the last part, which I think is the most important thing is stretching, mobility work, and loosening those muscles that are tight from gaining progress in the gym, right? And this is kind of the one I want to talk about because obviously everybody gets sleep, right? I mean, if you guys aren't sleeping, you're not human, right? And then really a fly on my camera. I didn't get it. Everybody gets sleep, and if you don't get sleep, then you're not human, right? Well, let's talk about rest day for a second because I was somebody who never took a rest day. And what I mean by that is I would work out 15 days in a row and not take a rest day. I kid you not, I used to do that. It was really stupid. And then there were times where I would work out 6 days a week and then take a rest day, which I'm not saying that you can't make progress that way, but because listen, there's plenty, I made progress doing that way. But what I'm saying is I've switched to a program where I take 2 rest days in a row, and I feel like with all the heavy lifting that I've been doing, it's really allowed me to recover completely from my workouts and move into the next week. But you got to find the amount of rest that works for you. Now, the part that I really want to focus on is your stretching and your mobility work. Listen to me right now. This is so important. If you're somebody who is not stretching and not foam rolling and not addressing tightnesses or imbalances that you have in your body, you are going to get hurt. I promise you are going to get hurt. If you have tight hips and you're squatting and you can't hit depth, it's not even about hitting depth. If you're just hitting parallel, but it feels tight when you squat, I'm promising you that you're going to get hurt. You need to address things in your body that don't feel right, and you can't ignore it. You need to be, I'm not saying you have to be foam rolling because I foam roll on a kind of as needed basis, but I am always stretching. I stretch after every single workout. Because I know that if I am not stretching and releasing the tension in my muscles and I'm not staying loose, one, I'm not going to be able to fire those muscles effectively and be able to utilize the correct muscles when doing exercises. So there's going to be parts of my body that are compensating for those tight muscles. 2, if something is uncomfortable and tight, I can't perform the exercises properly. It's really simple. And there's so many guys I see in the gym who are either not hitting parallel on their squat, their back is rounded that when they're doing deadlifts, and then they start lifting, and then after a couple weeks, they can't lift heavy anymore. They can't lift properly, and they can't do it. Listen to me. Recovering and addressing tightnesses and weaknesses in your body is so important, and you have to be diligent in making sure that you understand how to fix these problems. Now, this is something that I've really focused on throughout my time in this fitness thing. And so I'm gonna do a lot more videos about stretching and mobility work, because I promise you it is something that will change the way that you work out. And there's no better feeling of knowing that when you do a squat and when you do a deadlift, you're not feeling any pain in your lower back or in your upper back or anything like that, and you know that you're activating and firing the right muscles to perform the lift. So, to give a quick recap, the 3 reasons why you're not making the progress that you want to see in the gym is your training. If you're not progressive overloading and tracking your workouts, you don't know if you're making progress. 2, your nutrition. If you don't know for sure that you're getting enough calories, proteins, fats, and carbs every single day, then again, you're not giving your body the fuel it needs to recover from your workouts. And number 3, if you're not addressing and giving your body enough time to recover from the heavy lifting or the lifting or the strain and the stress that you put on your body and your central nervous system, then you're not going to be ready to work out the next week. These 3 things have to be in line in order for you to get your body in the right state that it needs to be in to make progress in the gym. So I want to thank you guys for listening or watching this video. If you got anything from this video, let me know down in the comments. And if there's something in this video that you want me to discuss even further, let me know in the comments, and I would be happy to help each and every one of you. Keep up with me on social media. Put the links down in the description. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to be a lot more consistent with uploading videos this coming week. So stay tuned for that, and I will always make sure that I will let you guys know when a video is coming. Thank you for the support thus far, and I look forward to just growing with you guys in general. Hope you guys have a great weekend and kill your workouts. See you in the next video.